Man, what is happening, my YouTube family? Of course, it is your boy B New. I'm coming at you on this Thursday. And first and foremost, as always, want to send out positive vibrations and blessings to anybody who could be listening. Now, with all that being said, we all know that the Los Angeles Lakers were in action on yesterday, taking on none other than the Memphis Grizzlies. And of course, by now we know that the Los Angeles Lakers failed to close out the Memphis Grizzlies on yesterday. And one point that I found interesting on yesterday was that you had several games going on in the NBA. One team, the Golden State Warriors, experienced champions in their own right, the experienced dynasty in their own right, with that core of Draymond, Steph, and Klay Thompson, who have been together for quite some time, who were on the road in a hostile environment playing against a much younger team. And it was time for them to take control of the series, because we all know whoever goes on to win the series, whoever goes on to go up in a series 3-2, normally goes on to win the series by 82 percentile. That is the percentage of what it is. So the Golden State Warriors went ahead and took care of business and did that. And then, of course, the Miami Heat, they were actually up and going against a more desperate team, or what should have been a more desperate team, in the Milwaukee Bucks. But for whatever reason, the Milwaukee Bucks, and we know, Giannis missed a lot of free throws, and we're going to have a whole another show to talk about both of those two games, because I found both of them to be very interesting. But as you know, I only got time right now to talk about the Los Angeles Lakers, and it was quite a disappointing performance by the Lakers, and you can see the fatigue of a LeBron James. And I'm going to tell you something about this series, especially with LeBron James being at the age he is. I'm telling y'all, I'm pretty old right now, and I be going upstairs, man. I get pretty tired just to go upstairs, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not a world-class athlete. But my point that I'm trying to make is, I've flown a lot around this world, and when you fly and you get that jet lag, one of the things about Memphis being in the Western Conference, which you all know they weren't, were the Vancouver Grizzlies, as y'all all know. But because of this, it is such, even in a way, the Lakers will not have to deal with anything like this for the rest of their march to the finals. And damn it, I did say the rest of their march to the finals. They will not have to deal with this, simply because, let's say they play Golden State. That's right there in Northern California, Southern California. Very quick plane trip, I would imagine, not even an hour. Then also you're going to have, even if it's Sacramento, that'll be the same thing. And then let's say it's either Phoenix or Denver, that's not going to be very far away. And in the finals, there's a lot more time in between games to spread it out for the finals, so it wouldn't be as much jet lag and tiredness. But I just feel like that run at the end of the season to get the Lakers where they needed to be took a lot out of LeBron James. And I believe this jet lag, and I'm not making any excuses, but we all know LeBron James is 38 years old, and we said Father Time would catch up with him. But I want to duly make a note, and this is what I really want to focus on very quickly for anybody who paying attention, is the non-adjustments. This is what series is about, and this was what I was afraid of as far as the Lakers are concerned, was Darvin Ham's being a rookie head coach and not making the necessary adjustments. And he going against one of his counterparts that used to be that he used to work with as a assistant coach for the Milwaukee Bucks. But at the end of the day, Darvin Ham has yet to make an adjustment that I feel like, because what the Memphis coach has done, he has put Xavier Tillman on LeBron James. And with Xavier Tillman on LeBron James, basically what that is doing is, that is putting a 5 on a 4, and that is allowing him to be a bigger, stronger matchup for LeBron. And LeBron, that is, I hate to say it, but especially at 38 years old, that is a mismatch for LeBron James, and that is wearing and tearing upon his body. So at the end of the day, you can see that start to build up the physicality of an Xavier Tillman, how that is wearing and tearing on LeBron James's body. That's a great adjustment by the coach. But one thing that I've yet to see the coach do, because we know AD has been playing the 5, why in the hell did you go out and get Mo Bamba if you didn't plan on using them? And I hate Mo Bamba got that high ankle sprain. He got that high ankle sprain at the end of the season that he had to deal with, and because of that high ankle sprain, he didn't get to earn a lot of the coach's trust for whatever reason. But if you put Mo Bamba out there, let's just say you put Mo Bamba out there in a center position, backing up Anthony Davis, that's going to take a lot of pressure off LeBron James. And Also, it is going to open up the middle for LeBron James because Mo Bamba is a center who can spread the floor because of his ability to make three-point shots. So he's a decent three-point shooter, decent enough to bring the Grizzlies out of the paint and allow LeBron James more room to operate to get driving lanes. Now, you're not doing that, or even at some point, let's say you put in Mo Bamba with Anthony Davis, even just for a few minutes out of the game as an experiment. I mean, I know it's late in the series to be experimenting, but you have to make adjustments. So if you were to do that and put LeBron James in the small forward position, that way LeBron James could definitely have a Dillon Brooks being forced to guard him again, and he could have his way again. Or, you know, the likes of a Desmond Bain or somebody getting switched on him would be more of a chance and an opportunity for that to be so. But that has not been the case because Darvin Ham is not making those adjustments, and keeping Vanderbilt on the floor is allowing Jared Jackson Jr. to continue to play that floater spot and just roam everywhere on defense and get to Anthony Davis. Although Anthony Davis did have a great game last night with 31 points, it was LeBron James who had a lot of untimely turnovers. And then, of course, you know, you thought that the Lakers were getting back into it. They were down by as much as 17 or 18. They came back in the third quarter and cut the lead down to 1, and you thought that they were going to do something. But when LeBron James sat, they started to go on a run. Next thing you know, that 1-point lead ballooned all the way back up to 25. And at this point, I would think that Darvin Ham was going to bring LeBron James out of the game, but yet he started him in the fourth quarter. You could still see LeBron was clearly fatigued, and he just started jacking up three-pointers. He was 1 out of 9 from 3 last night, which to me means he is settling. He doesn't have the energy to try to put his head down and get to the basket. We know the last game took a lot out of him when they went to overtime, and he had to give everything he had to will them to victory. So maybe in this particular moment, LeBron is feeling like, you know what, I cannot continue to do this tonight. We got another game back in LA. Even though LeBron has been good at closing teams out on the road at this age, it was just pretty tough, especially when the others were not performing. The others were not bringing it. They had a lot of open shots that they missed. Dennis Schroeder only played 19 minutes. He didn't get a lot of tread on his tires last night. D'Angelo Russell didn't play particularly well. He got hot in the third quarter for a minute, but that didn't last too long. Austin Reeves, he was average at best. One thing about that, Dillon Brooks has figured out how Austin Reeves has been defending him. He started to become a lot more physical with him. And with that said, you know, the Lakers have to work. They have to worry because if they don't win Game 6, they're in trouble for Game 7. But I think that they will come out and do what they need to do for Game 6. Luckily, it is a very late game, and they won't be playing the early game. I think when they play the late games, they do a lot better. So I know they probably got home late last night or very early this morning at 1 or 2 in the morning, and then that gave them, there's no need to watch any more film, no need for any practice, just maybe a light shoot around or something like that. But for the most part, the Lakers have handled their business and got their rest. And at the end of the day, they got to do what they got to do to make it to the end. And I just feel like, you know, that look that was on Anthony Davis' face and that look that was on LeBron James' face said it all. And what I think it said was, we messed up, but we coming and we gunning, and we know with the Lakers home crowd that they're going to be very excited. And I feel like, you know, the last game LeBron really forced something with the Lakers crowd, because we know since LeBron was there the first year, he got injured, the groin injury, they didn't make the playoffs, and then the next year, you know, they ended up getting a championship and got, you know, the bubble championship, but they weren't there. The crowd wasn't there to grow and you know, force this feeling of love for LeBron James, because you get that when you're in the playoffs, kind of how Jimmy Butler was doing with Miami last night. So what I'm trying to say is then the next year, you know, they got injured and, you know, they exited very quickly in the playoffs, and that was only a half-filled crowd because of COVID, so they really didn't get to experience a home playoff game. And then after that, we do know the next 2 years for Russell Westbrook, how that ended up. But at the end of the day, now it's the time for LeBron James to come back to Los Angeles, show the Lakers fans, even at age 38, what he is truly made of, show them that they can come out and get this victory. You know, the Memphis Grizzlies is going to be playing hard. I think the Grizzlies played a more desperate game on yesterday, because the closeout game is the hardest game, and that's what I want to say back. Miami was able to do that on yesterday and close out the Bucks. And then, of course, you know, closeout games are the most hardest to win. So with that said, the Lakers are back at home. They need to treat Game 6 like it is Game 7. because they do not want to go back to Bluff City, Memphis 10. So with all that being said, I just feel like the Lakers can still take care of business on Friday night. Like I said, just a late game. As far as X's and O's, I just don't think Darvin Ham is going to mix it up too much. He's going to continue to do what he was doing. I would like to see Dennis Schroeder get a little bit more playing time than not more than D'Angelo Russell, but at least as much, because I don't understand. You know, he's a much better on-ball defender, and I know Vanderbilt is doing this thing on Ja Morant, but, you know, at times whenever Vanderbilt isn't in, you need to have Dennis Schroeder in to be able to guard him at all times. But at the end of the day, I still have a whole lot of confidence in the Los Angeles Lakers' ability to go home and win a game in the Crypto.com arena come Friday night. And my main reason for saying that is I feel like LeBron James is going to put the team on his back and do everything that he needs to do. And Anthony Davis is going to have another game like what he had on yesterday. If he can get 30 points, then I think that's all the Lakers will need. And the Lakers cannot keep going into these dry spells of not scoring and allowing the Grizzlies to go on that like 25-2 run. That is ridiculous. You were right there in the game, but then you closing out the quarters. You have to close out the quarter strong and make sure if you can win every quarter, then you will win the game. So I think that the Lakers' veteran presence will show up for that, even though this young Grizzly core, this is their third trip to the playoffs together, which is more than these Lakers. They haven't even had a full season together with all these new players and pieces added since the trade deadline. That's why a lot of people did not favor them to win, but me, myself, and I really think that they have a great opportunity. But man, I just been kind of riding around because it's been a crazy busy day for me, and I didn't really get to do a show earlier like I wanted to. And as y'all can see, I'm riding with my little grandson back here because he got to go with his pawpaw everywhere he go. So, you know, I couldn't even get away to do it today's show, but I said I owe it to y'all. I didn't want y'all to think I was ducking any smoke regarding the game, so I had to come shoot this little video after I had got off work because I didn't even get a chance to do one this morning. But if y'all haven't done so already, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that share, and as always, this is your boy B New. I'm saying right on to the real, and much love to these haters. Bye-bye.